So one day ago, LavaFlame2 made this Reddit AMA, asked me anything, and it has 225 comments right now. So I feel like it's a good time to look through it. We are sorting by new, and sadly I'm using the new version of Reddit here, but I think we will survive anyway. All the comments that Lava has not answered yet, I will just skip. So Lava is probably sleeping right now, something like that. But he's still active, you see 9 hours ago. Are you planning on adding max levels for statues and stamps? Yes, I'm sure I will add max levels to some of those at some point. Now, I think max levels are a good thing. I don't think everything needs to be infinitive. And there's a reason why every game in existence have max levels on most things. Now this is a very interesting comment here. I saw in Discord that you said that disconnecting from the lowest 3 bubbles resets the timer. Well, it's not that it resets the timer so much as there is no timer. It's just every 24 hours, if you have the lab bonus lit up, it happens. No, checking in on your characters won't mess anything up as long as you don't take them out of the tube manually. When it does trigger, you'll see bubbles pop up above your character in game, so that's when you know it happened. Yeah, that has never happened for me. This is terrible news. I always take them out manually every now and then. Like I think yesterday's video I took out Swing Block just to run up and check the NPC if it had a new quest. Oh well, I will try to not touch them for 24 hours and we shall see. This is another quality of life suggestion. He wants to expand presets. Not gonna read everything since it's just a good suggestion. Not something that will happen, only something that may happen. NFTs? Ew. Why not add everything for Wii4 Advance? Update pacing. Yeah, this is why World 4 is the best world so far, and World 3 was the most hated one. You may think that everything at once is just as good as pacing it, but it's not. I think there is a second reason why World 5 to 8 is not out yet. And that may be because they are not created. This guy complains about salt, and there is a new refinery cycle speed major buff in World 4 lab. Yes, it gives 3 times the refinery cycle speed. Check it out. And why is the lab XP so low? Is that because there is no specialist class? Definitely a big reason. But there are also many lab XP upgrades in the world. Will Wii4 have its own Grassland Gary? Yes, he will be adding task and achievement shortly. Oh, what's this? This guy has a really important question. Any update on the 172/182 guild bug? Lots of frustrated players waiting. Fixing it as we speak. Hooray! Thank you, just like that, there are lots of happy players instead. Any chance for the party system to be changed, improved on? Currently, it's very annoying, tedious to group up randomly with others, since happy hour is a thing now. It would be great to be able to enter a dungeon regardless of whether I can see someone in my party or not. This is a pretty big deal for me as well. I have not done any happy hour things, you know. It's kind of weird. You invest 20 tickets and you hope you get a good run, but then you get a random party that just trolls you pretty much and doesn't drop the loot and stuff like that. So you get a terrible run only because you got a bunch of randoms. Now I'm in Idle, so we have a bit more coordination than most guilds, but the vast majority of the player base is in small guilds that doesn't even have any Discord servers. So they play with random players, and when you play with randoms, you can get varying quality. Are the new classes out yet? Not yet. When they are released, they'll be deep in World 4. Does the automation arm work properly? It isn't depositing my annual production items. It deposits them every day across all characters. I haven't reached the annual production automation part yet, because my building speed is pretty damn slow. What are your opinions on more multiplier opportunities? Happy hour but in raid format? Ooh. Oh, so like free for multiplier rather than having set up parties. This sounds amazing. I hate when you have to stand around for hours and look for a party. Much more fun with open world parties and when you can help each other rather than compete with each other. Like instead of parties stealing each other's mobs, everyone gets credits as long as they hit the mob or something like that. Hey Lava, what's your favorite most played class and why? My main character is red and a warrior, so warrior. Let's not look at that part. Any use for Baba's eggs in this update? Not this one. But he will add a use for them in World 4. So save your Baba Yaga eggs. Any chance of making Tornado not fall off the side of the map? Definitely needs a fix. Well, I guess that's it for all you mages out there, or wizards in this case. Do you have any plans for release and support of IdleOn for iOS? I was actually one bug fix away from releasing it on iOS 3 months ago. The bug was major and made the game literally unplayable, and just couldn't be fixed for various reasons by the people I was working with on the iOS port. So we had to restart from scratch. So yeah, sad face for all iOS players. It was really close 3 months ago, but then yeah. Ugh, another ad on my wall. And later he added this sarcasm, which I'm not so sure. That sounded like a complainer to me. Don't like ads? You should try playing IdleOn, the only free-to-play game in universe with literally no ads. Then again, I realize now he wrote this in the IdleOn subreddit, so maybe it was sarcasm. But you can keep your downvote, because it's very likely he saw it on home or something, who knows. You can keep it anyway. Have you considered making it easier to move between the towns? Teleporting in between towns is free. It's a bonus I planned to add to World 4 launch, but didn't have time. Expect it soon. Any advice for a returning player? Get to World 4 and put a bunch of players in the lab. This way you can focus on a few of your non-lab players and not be overwhelmed. I strongly agree with this. The first thing I did in World 4 was put everyone in the lab. Even my main character. I don't recommend you do that. Question, will V4 skills affect skeletal damage skill for beginners? Nope. At first I coded it to indeed impact damage for beginners, but feedback from testers made me decide otherwise. Hey, thank you testers. You saved every maestro man out there. Hey Lava, was wondering when you'd think loot pools for dungeon would be out. I'm planning, instead of adjusting more of the RNG items to be not F tier, so yeah, we'll boost the crappy items and hopefully you won't get screwed over by the crappy items, but instead say, it's good enough. Or you're planning on changing the maestro talent that does nothing except say move a pawn to B4? Yes, 100% will become useful. Any plans on removing the group requirements for the dungeon happy hour? Not at the moment, no. And here is a cringe idle skilling player. Shake my head at this guy. When IdleOn wants to stop being such a little baby and stop shrieking for my attention every day. Yeah, IdleOn is a demanding beast. There is no time for you, idle skilling. This guy wants to see the player numbers. Lava says no. There are some factors at play that makes it very not so good for me to announce player numbers publicly. Have you thought about a way to sort or highlight cards depending on their effect? I found myself often going through all of them before finding the one I was looking for. Holy shit, yes, this is massive. Ooh, highlighting cards by effect is actually a genius idea. Hopefully we will see that soon. No plans for wardrobe. Spiders are bad and icky and creepy and gross, just like mages. I agree. Those damn mages. Who do they think they are? Speaking of bosses, nightmares when? Nightmares will be one of many small content updates in the coming weeks. Ooh, how long are you planning Holy Candy embargo on V4? Until World 5 is out. Holy shit, that's so long. I thought it would be a week or two, maybe a month at most. When will the last 3 shrines become functional? Later this week with 1.5.1. I feel like he missed a chance to use 4.1, to market as a World 4 release. Or have it 1.4 at least, so we know at which world update it is. Because these version numbers, they mean nothing, they are just made up. But of course I think he already used 1.4, so he could just make a big jump to 4.1 instead. And then when World 5 comes out, it's 5.1, and so on. Will cooking skill affect anything else than getting ladles from AFKing in kitchen? There are some effects. You'll find out later as you progress. However, I plan on adding more effects for leveling up cooking when sub-classes come out. Hey Lava, will you add a quick access point for star signs? I may add a telescope NPC to World 4 town. And if we look here on my thumbnail here, I also put a telescope in the World 4 town here. How's the spider behind the curtain? Prospering and multiplying against my will. I have the same issue. And it's soon summer, which means a million new spiders everywhere. Do you have any plan for new chest sorting or stuff like that mechanic? No set plans, but I have been mulling over it for the longest time, and now may be the perfect time to act and get that done. Wait, did he answer this part or that part? He complained about lost NPC tokens as well. Wow, he lowered the health of the snowman TD mobs by 50%, meaning you can reach better waves and thus worship for more souls each time. Soul gain is directly linked to the best wave reached. Just for those reading this that didn't know. Well, that's a good change. I couldn't even beat my high score was 0 the last time I tried it. Yes, I haven't been able to get any of these rigid souls. And this guy had a long question. Let's just see what Lava answered instead. Something about Doot. He may change it to remove the group requirement altogether. That's a good change. Because with so many people having phones now, Doot phones, people don't really feel like helping out other people anymore. Just helping out in a group is a pain. Because they no longer need groups. It's a double pain. He didn't plan to add any new alchemy bubbles with World 4. I think we'll see an end to new alchemy bubbles and vials with some sort of remastering aspect to it. Just as I bought those super expensive color cauldrons in the alchemy. I've been playing the game for what, 10 months maybe? And I finally bought those, just as he's thinking about adding an end to alchemy. I love this game so far. I feel like no one ever said this, but you're also very good at drawing the sprites. Indeed. The art is the main reason I love this game. It's just fantastic. Are you going to make any new YouTube content to explain Advertise Wheel 4? You will probably post a Wheel 4 video or two, so make sure you sub to the official channel. I like to think we are not exactly competing with each other. Was there an undocumented change to the XP converting talent? I did indeed change it to no longer take away skill XP. I've been meaning to do that for a while, as the game has evolved to not really account for the playstyle that I intended at the time when I made a converter take away skill XP. So that's good. Now this is just a bonus XP talent rather than stealing XP talents. Though a lot of people used it to reduce their XP. True endgame players used to chop wood to level up. That was pretty funny. So what's the fence yard for? You'll stumble upon its purpose when you find breedability and start getting breedability type pets. In the upgrades tab level 15, I see. Breedability requires level 10 in before it's bumped to 15 just for you. I've gotten lots of questions about the fence yard, and that's the answer. It's not so shiny pets, it's so breedability pets. I don't have any of those right now, nor shiny pets for that matter. Do you enjoy seeing people go into micro-efficiency overload with systems in a game to reach insane numbers? I actually do like seeing people get intellectually attached to the game in that way, just trying to find all the best routes for progression optimization. It's when people get emotionally attached to progression that I just start backing away slowly. As for how it affects development, the short answer is that it doesn't, since the vast majority of players do not play like that. Indeed. You should never balance your game for the 1%, and especially not for the 0.01%. What's your favorite thing in World 4? Connecting the dots in lab. Yeah, that's really fun. You made a great job on that. Oh, did it end already? So the last comment here is, I just want to say thank you for an amazing game. Also, first comment deserves an extra pair of wings, right? No. I'd love to give you some wings for the cheeky ask, but nah, sorry. And yeah, I will post a link to this so you can check it out or join it. Lava is still active here. It might be for a few more days, who knows? I'm not giving any promises here, but let's see if we update the page. No, still 10 hours. This is a pretty interesting read. We got a lot of insight into the game. Highly recommend you check it out. This is the IdleOn subreddit. It's a lot smaller than the Discord with only 11,000 members and 62 online. But here you can see it's a normal Reddit. If you don't know what Reddit is, then check it out. I think you will like it. And yeah, that's it. Check out the Ask Me Anything here. Maybe read through the thread before you comment something that has been asked 5 times already. And I think he did this image during the stream. That was fun to watch. Speaking of that, I'm gonna post a comment here. Hey Lava, why don't you post your Twitch VODs to your YouTube channel? I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing how you create a game would be maybe better. Oh well, I think watching is fine as well. Anyway, that's it for the video. Link in the description and the first comment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.